You
Let me,
hit on something as far as the traumas we saw growing up as kids, and we were talking about it last week in our home, where we were talking about how the nickname for our middle school was
but yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah,
Vietnam. Like when you graduate elementary, all the older heads telling you, "Oh, you graduate?
yeah,
Are you ready for Vietnam? Better get ready for Vietnam. You get Vietnam?
you
But
12
so
years
you might
old, you got ready for Vietnam.
you might be 12 years old. He's man grooming you to get ready for Vietnam. In 12, I was 12 years old when I see man getting stabbed. When I
Right,
see man leaking on the ground. When I see man getting beat up
Right,
to a pulp.
right.
You know, growing up in the ghettos, you see man get shoot in front of you, they and the ground bleed and everything. And like you say, we so desensitized to it, right? My son, even though my son ain't grew up in the hood like I grew up in, you were in a village in St. Croix,
right,
waiting to get a ride. Big shootout, somebody dropped next to him. So the gift and the cost of the of being in a small community, yeah, it's small and everybody look out for each other, all that good stuff. But then the negative part is when stuff like that start to happen, it's so close that you could be impacted, or
Correct,
anybody close to you could be impacted. You
correct.
know, so the traumas that the traumas that we encountered growing up is going to be different from the traumas that our kids go through, yes, but there's still some level of trauma. How do you, as a psychologist, adjust? You know, like cause I looking at it like, okay, boom, we grew up from Nintendo, now we have PS5. So in your work line of work, you have to evolve with the times as well, or else you ain't gonna be able to reach these people. So how do you manage to do that in your line of work?
You have to meet these kids where they're at. So, and Kyle, you came. We have a Saturday program on St. Thomas for boys and girls. Youngest are about 5, and we go up to 18. And obviously, we break them down by age. But we have a team, and that team, I handpick them, and by the grace of God, they have been the most perfect fit. Why?
Awesome.
Everybody real and everybody from here.
Yeah.
Everybody's a product of these same schools. We all came from the different neighborhoods. So we know
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. We
Mm-hmm.
understand the Bavoni and Ras Valley beef, where it
Mm-hmm.
started, how it come from, and why it's relatable now. So you have to meet these kids where they're at, but you also have to show them that these experiences don't make you who you are. I walked the
right,
same miles they walk, but
Mm-hmm.
I found my purpose very early on and I ran with it. So every Saturday when they come, they could see people who look like them, who lived in their world, but they're all successful in their own right. So
Mm-hmm.
right.
you gotta meet these kids where they're at. We ain't had no social media and anonymous stripping us when we were
Mm-hmm.
around in that prime. So the
Mm-hmm.
things like cyberbullying and these group chat, we
Yeah.
didn't have those issues, but I'm listening to them and I'm talking to them every day. So I know the people, I know the kids, I know what the problem are, and I'm educating them as if they were my children. And one thing
Mm-hmm.
with kids, they know who with them. They know
Yeah.
who is genuine. And once they
Mm-hmm.
feel that love, they are with you. All my kids who I've had with me, and you hear I call them my kids, not my
Yeah.
patients.
Yeah.
All my kids who've been with me since I started here 10 years ago, and I'm going to tear up right now. They may not be my clients now, but
Yeah.
they
Right.
still check for me and I check for them. Each and one
Awesome.
of them, when they get on a roll or when they graduate, if they not texting me themselves, they
Yeah.
hit me on Facebook or the parents are because they know I'm genuine. And that brings joy to my heart. That's why I could
That's
get up
right.
every day and do this for the rest of my life.
Just need a big bag, a big bag.